South Africa's main stock index slipped 0.3% on Friday as renewed concern among investors about the coronavirus weakened the appetite for risk assets and caused a pause in the global equities rally. Diversified global mining giants BHP Group plc and Anglo American plc weighed heaviest on the market as most metal prices declined in the risk-off sentiment. Both stocks fell 1.4%. Bank stocks dragged the benchmark lower as the rand declined along with other emerging market currencies, and a day after South Africa's central bank left its key lending rate unchanged. Standard Bank Group Limited fell 3.2%, Nedbank Group Limited fell 3.2%, and Absa Group Limited dropped 2.9%. The sector index slumped the most in a month, falling 2.7%. Now joining me, I have financial analyst Ekos Akpokabayen joining me on News Central right now as we get into this. Ekos, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
So thank you.
All right.
My greetings to all viewers.
Why are the bank share values falling right now? Does this in any way relate to the Reserve Bank of South Africa keeping its rate steady?
Yeah, there are a couple of things that happened in the last few weeks. One of the things, of course, is the repo rate from the Reserve Bank, and they had to leave that steady because they're not seeing a lot of growth. But if you've seen the last week, the United States had its inauguration, and it seems that has been gone. The U.S. is going to be stable. So what usually happens is that a lot of developing economies will put their bet in that economy, and what happens is that there will be weakening in developing and emerging markets currency. So we saw a decline on the rands and across emerging markets, economy, currency, and the rands was affected. And of course, the shares in the bank stocks also went down. Also, there was a cyclone coming in from Southern Africa coming in, and it was anticipated that it was going to affect the power utility. And of course, that a lot of risk aversion in South Africa. But we are hoping that in the coming weeks, we'll see a great change in that. And also, with the restriction in the South African economy, we don't see that the restrictions which we have in adjusted level 3 is going to change anytime soon. And so investors are not really happy with that. Investors are putting their bets on bigger markets at the moment.
All right, so the U.S. inauguration, weather, and also the continued lockdown in South Africa. So some key points there. So Naspers, however, climbed by 1.8% at the end of trading. So this is sort of different than what we saw with the others. What do you think led to this difference, this contradiction in what was going on with some of the others?
So this is very tricky. You need to be careful and look at it. So what has happened to Naspers climbing is because of Tencent. Tencent is an online big Chinese company, which has been climbing in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange for the last 3 to 5 days last week, and an all-time high. And Naspers holds shares with a company called Prosus. Prosus holds a big 31 stake in Tencent, and that's why you're seeing Naspers shares rising up here in South Africa.
So that's external factors that's affecting Naspers internally in South Africa.
Yes, you can see that is from overseas effect from China and Hong Kong. That's why we're seeing Naspers shares grow.
Okay, so any predictions in terms of how today or even the rest of this week could turn out in terms of the stock exchange in South Africa?
Look, we are always positive. I'm one of those who are always positive. We've seen the cyclone. The damage is not much. It has come, it's come already. And we expect the power utility to be able to be regular power. And also we have good news in South Africa. The vaccine, 1 million doses of vaccine expected in China, that left late on Friday.
Okay.
That left late on Friday. So that's good news, because right now the whole world, in terms of economy, you cannot separate the coronavirus. And the next thing after the virus is the vaccine. So South Africa will be getting its first dose in this week. And we hope that definitely will increase the risk appetite for investors. So yes, we see positive signs of growth this week and the coming weeks.
All right. Thank you so much, Ekos, for joining us on News Central Now. We appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Have a good day.